Hi, Sandra Wilson here, clinical hypnotherapist. Now, do you ever, or rather a lot, think that people are angry with you, okay, or perhaps mad at you simply because they are quiet or just not really talking to you? Maybe it's a partner, husband, friend. So you notice that they seem a little bit quiet or distant and they're not talking much, and you just jump to the conclusion that you are the problem. It's your fault that you have made them angry. So this could be part of ADHD. It's a condition that is called rejection sensitive dysphoria, and a big part of it is just assuming that you are a problem, that you have done something wrong, and that you're in trouble, that feeling of always being in trouble. And it can feel really horrible, very overpowering, even if when you think about it logically, yes, of course the person might be quiet because they're tired. It might be that they've got stuff on their mind. It might be that they just don't really feel much like talking for any reason. And yet, often it's a very subconscious problem. It's a very subconscious feeling. But you just sense and feel that it's about you, that it's your fault, and somehow you are to blame. And yes, it is very common with ADHD, this sense of always being in trouble. It can really impact our close personal relationships, especially in marriages. It can start arguments. And in fact, I was with a friend who has ADHD, and she said, what was it, that her partner that she'd asked her partner how things were, if he was okay. He went, yep. It was really, really short and abrupt. And she said, oh, well, that obviously means no. So, yes, it can really lead to us misinterpreting, finding hidden meaning in short, snappy responses. It can be particularly a big problem with text messaging. But the feeling that you're always in trouble. Yes, it can be part of ADHD and it's extremely common, but if you grew up being told that you were naughty, that maybe you always really were in trouble, maybe at school, at home, you might have been one of those kids that sat in the back of the classroom messing around because your ADHD just stole your ability to focus and stole your ability to just knuckle down and apply yourself. Growing up with unhelpful messages can certainly feed into this feeling that you are always in trouble, that somehow a person who is just being quiet and maybe not as responsive or explicit about how they feel just doesn't sit well with us, and we read all sorts of hidden meaning into it. So, and there's something that can be done. This is not a permanent feeling. I'm a great believer in the power of negative messaging, and I do think a big part of rejection sensitivity does come from growing up around a lot of negative messaging, and it can be changed. So I am going to leave it at this, and I hope that's been helpful, and I'll be back tomorrow with more content. Bye for now.